Welcome to our giant shamrock making workshop. So today we're going to put the 3 hearts that we have made together. We're going to put a stem on it and we're going to make a few suggestions on how to decorate your shamrock, okay? So I hope you've all got your 3 hearts made and you didn't find it too hard to put them together. And what you need to do now is you need kind of a flat surface or a nice table. You can work on the floor if you haven't got a big table or anything like that, but you need to basically set out your 3 hearts, okay? So I'm going to show you the 3 that I have here. I've got this one here. First one, I'm going to put it there in the middle. Got my other one here. I'm going to put it to one side, so the 2 sides of the heart are beside each other, and the third one here I'm going to put right beside it, okay? So when you lay out your 3 hearts like this, it creates the shamrock shape, okay? So we have the sides of each of the hearts are right beside each other. They're going to be joined up using cable ties, okay? So you can use gardening wire if you have that, or string as well, but it's good to use cable ties because they're really strong and really firm, and they just like really hold it all together for you, okay? Now another thing I have for this as well is the 2 hazel rods that we foraged for, okay? So we haven't used hazel yet, but we're going to use them to make the stem of the giant shamrock. Now these ones are nice and thin. They're not too thick, not too thin, I suppose, and they're nice and long. We won't need all of that length, but for the moment, we're going to leave it like that. We're not going to give it a cut, apart from maybe just taking off these little side branches here. So you have the little side branches, just give those a clip and take them off. And then that leaves you with the really nice long part of the hazel that we're going to use to create the stem of your shamrock, okay? So we have the 3 hearts, 1, 2, 3 beside each other here, and we have the stem. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to eye it out before I start tying anything together. I'm going to just see what it's going to look like. So I kind of have a plan, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some cable ties. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these 2 hazel rods together, and the reason why I'm doing that is just to give them a bit of strength, because that way it's going to have the stem coming down from the shape of your shamrock, but also then if you wanted to hold it, should be strong enough to kind of hold up, or to tie to a wall or something like that. It kind of gives you that extra little bit of space, I suppose, to tie things together, okay? I'm going to put another one down here. Now I'm using white cable ties because they're less visible, so they don't really they're not seen as much, especially from a distance, okay? And I'm going to I put one up here, maybe about 50 centimeters up from the bottom, and then one again at the bottom. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, just do it by eye, okay? It's just to kind of give it a bit of strength, okay? Now, and I'm going to lay that down there. Now, I'm going to fix these 3 together in the position that I want them to be stuck together or attached together, okay? And I'm going to lay that down there. So the cable tie that's about 50 centimeters up along the hazel, I've placed where the 3 hearts kind of come together, okay? So at the point of the 3 hearts there in the center, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do, before I do any of the other attaching of the stem or anything like that, is I'm going to join this shape together here, okay? So the 3 hearts need to be really kind of firm and attached really well before you put on the stem, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 points with my first 2 hearts here. It doesn't matter which 2 you start with, but it's probably a good idea to stick one to the right or the one to the left. We're going to start with the one to the right, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 points. So I'm going to put a cable tie here, and I'm going to put a cable tie down at the bottom here near where the points are. Now I'm going to bring the cable ties just around the main frame that you made using the willow, because that's really strong and it'll just keep it all together if you put it just on the frame, and then it doesn't interfere with any of your weaving or anything like that either, okay? So just give that a really good tighten. So the first cable tie is just there, so the 2 points of the heart have come together here, and there's a cable tie that's attaching the frame on the side of the 2 hearts. I'm going to put another one on now, just up a little bit from that, maybe about 20 centimeters up. So when my fingers are here, I'm going to put another cable tie, and again I'm just going to put it on the frame so it doesn't interfere with the weave, because it's nice to keep all the nice shapes and everything inside, and if you put the cable ties in too tight or around too much material in the inside, it'll interfere with that internal kind of shape, okay? Now really tight again. So what I've done there is I've got the 2 attached together, Okay, so cable tie here and a cable tie here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to get this part and I'm going to stick it on the other side like that. Okay, should be pretty strong. Okay, I'm going to put it back down, and again now I'm going to start by cable tying where the point is. So this is the point down here and the point of the center heart. I'm going to get my cable tie and I'm going to bring it around the frame of the hearts and really tie it tight again. Okay, that one's pretty tight, and I'm going to, just to get it really nice and secure, I'm going to put another one up here, same as I did on this side. So through the frame and the frame on the other side. Okay, put that in again. The cable tie was the wrong way around. Now you can use gardening wire for this as well, or string, but the cable ties are really handy, so sometimes you can easy to use. Okay, if you don't have them, don't worry, just a bit of wire or a bit of string. Now we have our shape. It's taking place. So we have our 3 hearts, 1, 2, 3, and we have the cable ties all together. I'm going to give you a look at that now from the front. Okay, so I'm looking at the back of it there, so I'm going to turn it around so you can have a look at the shape from there. Okay, so you can see the nice shamrock shape and the way the 3 hearts are like the 3 components together, 1, 2, 3, the way they come together. Okay, so that's nice and strong now. And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to put on a stem. Okay, so the stem is going to come out down here. Okay, so I'll just show you that there. So we're going to get the 2 hazel rods which we got ready earlier on, and we're going to put those on to make to finish our shape for the shamrock. Okay, so I'm going to take those out of the way for a minute and we'll put those on. But in order for them not to be seen, we're going to have to put them on the back. So I'm just going to turn that around this way for me, and I'm going to put it on. Okay, so having a look at it now, we're going to just eye it up again, see what way that is. So I'm going to place that down. So I said earlier about this cable tie that we put about 50 centimeters up in the hazel. That's going to go at that center point there where the 3 hearts have come together. Okay, so what you can do is you can get another cable tie and you're going to put it in through the middle heart. So this is the middle heart here, around the frame of the middle heart and back out, making sure you get on either side of the hazel rods and give it a really good tightening. Okay, now we're going to be putting on attachments for the hazel in a couple of other places as well, just to make sure that it doesn't move. Okay, so we have it on there like that. Okay, so I think now if we just have a look, we have 2 rods here. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest is that we take one of these rods and that we bend it over. Remember we did that when we were making the heart, we did a nice kind of curve at the top of the heart, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you the opportunity to stick it on in a few places with a few additional cable ties. So it's going to give strength to the shamrock all the way across. So it's going to keep it together in the center, and then it's going to keep these individual components at the edge a little bit more, well, a little bit more rigid. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a smaller cable tie this time, and I'm going to begin around the frame on the outside of this shamrock here at the bottom on the right, and I'm going to bring it all the way around that hazel that I've curved over. Now it's hard enough to put these on sometimes, so you might need a bit of help with that. Okay, 2 people is often one person to hold the hazel and another person to put on the cable tie. So you see the way I've put this on? So we have this nice curve coming across here, and we have it attached on the outside here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another cable tie and I'm going to attach that hazel to the frame of the center heart as well. Okay, so I'm going to put the cable tie around the frame of the heart here, making sure that I get the hazel in that as well, and then I'm going to tie the cable tie in. Again, this might have to put that down for that, it's kind of hard to get it together there. Now I didn't get that one on, so I'm going to try it again. Okay, so in underneath the frame, and sometimes what I was doing there is I was trying to catch too wide a kind of a space, I think, and then also there was maybe a few too many rods, and the cable tie that I had was a little bit short, so it wasn't going around the way I wanted it to. Okay, so just going to give that cable tie a nice tighten there. So we have our hazel is attached here at the center, it's attached here on the corner or the edge of the heart on the middle heart, and again it's attached here on the with a cable tie on this bottom right hand heart as well. So it gives it a nice bit of strength, okay? So now I'm going to get the other hazel and I'm going to curve it over again. Same idea. Curve it over and give it a chance to attach to the outside of the center heart on the frame, and again over there on the edge of the heart on the bottom left, okay? Now, so I'm going to start cable tying, small cable tie on the outside of the heart on the bottom left, okay? Now, you don't really want it to be seen from the front, so make sure that you kind of get it in over, I suppose, where the two frames of the hearts come together, okay? So down low enough that it's not coming or crossing over the gap here between the hearts, okay? Give it a good tighten